Strategy. If you're thinking about quitting your job to get into real estate full time, don't do it yet. So what I would say is this: if that's you and you want to be a real estate developer, a real estate investor, look, keep your job for right now. All right. Don't. I know sometimes you can get pissed off. I just got off the phone with a pharmacist, and she's having that kind of issue. And so what I would say is this: what I did when I was in the military, before getting out of the military, I thought about it. I said, okay, if I really, really want to get out of the military and do real estate, I actually need to have an action plan. So I need to think this one through. So how I thought one through was saying, okay, one, how much revenue am I going to need to get out? So here's kind of a framework that I thought about. Number one is have a framework of saying, I need at least 1 year of revenue. If something goes sideways, I at least have that in reserves. Then the other item that I thought about was saying, okay, do I have everything paid off as well? So at the time, it was like, my expenses were really low. Everything was just, I had reserves, or I needed to start saving up. And I prepaid my house as well, like 18 months in advance for the mortgage. And again, when I was in the military, all I could do is just save money because I lived in Korea for 2 years. And so I didn't have to pay I didn't have a vehicle, I didn't have a car insurance, nothing. So to basically move in the direction I wanted to, I had to think long term. So I would consider doing the exact same thing, is consider first, make sure that you're good to go. Then you have to give all your waking hours to really learn this new skill set that you want. And what that may look like is saying, look, I really want to learn this new thing. And so what that looks like is I'm going to have to wake up a little bit earlier, even though if you may have kids, I totally get it. Or I'm going to have to take what I call a break. So what I mean by a break is this. When I was in the military, and people still do this now, if people smoked, they can take a break. And so every 15 minutes, I felt like they were taking a break. But basically, like every hour is like, hey, you want to go smoke? And I saw this, and I started documenting like how long people take. And so I said, well, I'm going to take a break. And so every time they would go out, I would tell my NCO, I say, hey, I'm going to take a break, or my officer on call. I was a general's aide at the time. And I would say, hey, I'm going to take a break. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a break. And so I said, look, they're allowed to take a break. I just don't smoke. So I'm going to take a break. And so what I would do is I would go outside, I'll start making phone calls. And I would just get the reps in and having conversations with sellers and buyers. And I would write down addresses, write down for sale by owners, and I would call people. And you could use the same script. I'll call for rent signs, and I would say, hey, my name is Franklin Cruz. I'm interested in your property. So do you have it for rent? Yeah, we have it for rent. Well, tell me about the property. How many bedrooms, how many baths? How much are you asking? Great. Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you ever considered selling your property? What have you ever considered? And then shut up. Man, that's got me so many deals just asking that conversation, because a lot of times they say, well, no, I actually never considered selling my property. Boom, that opens the door. Well, tell me more about it. How many bedrooms, how many baths? You just told me this is what you want to rent it. How much is your mortgage? What does that look like? It opens the door. So call those people. Then go to garage sales. Garage sales are a great opportunity. You know why? Because you get to talk to the owner. Hey, this is a great property. Buy $1 item, whatever you got to buy. And, why are you selling the property? Are you guys selling? Are you guys moving? Just get used to having conversations that are uncomfortable now, but will be very comfortable in the future. So hopefully this helps. And again, just don't quit your job. Have a plan. I planned this out like a year and a half in advance. And then only then, when I actually had one really good closing that was 1 year of my entire salary in one closing, that's when I was like, baby Jesus wants me to get out, I'm out. So hopefully this helps. Be blessed. Bye.